Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be covering Travis the Chimp. So, for some quick context. Travis was a chimp who assaulted a woman whose name was Charla Nash, and her face was very disfigured. And that happened in 2009 or something. And I'm going to be covering the case today. But talking about it, reacting to some videos. So let's quickly react to this short by this guy.
This is the story of the woman who was left horribly disfigured by a chimpanzee. And yes, the phone call at the end of this video is 100% real. On February 16th, 2009, Sandra Harold was having a difficult time keeping Travis under control. He took her car keys and went outside. Sandra called Charla Nash and begged her to help her get Travis back into his cage. As soon as she arrived, Travis began brutally attacking Charla, ripping off her hands, eyes, lips, and nose, and leaving her with severe brain injuries. Sandra attempted to help her by hitting Travis with a shovel and stabbing him multiple times with a butcher knife. Sandra later reported that this was emotionally troubling because she felt like she was stabbing her own son. The knife only seemed to provoke Travis even further, so she ran into the house to dial 911.
No problem there. The chimp killed my friend. What's the problem with your friend? Oh, please. What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
This is the story of the woman who was.
And this case is just disturbing, and of course, so I'll share what could have done to prevent this. Whether Travis's owner, who is actually not, what could have done to prevent this. First of all, Travis's owner, this woman right here with the black hair, could have sent them to like a cemetery or something. Sanctuary is what I meant. Although this picture is disturbing as hell.
Attack of Travis the Chimp.
The chimp killed my friend. What's the problem with your friend? Oh, please. What's the problem with your friend? I need to know. The police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry up. Who has a gun? Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend. What is the problem? He's killing my friend. Who's killing your friend? My chimpanzee. Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend. Yes. He ripped her apart. Hurry up. Hurry up, please. There's someone on the way.
The clip I just showed you was the attack of Travis the Chimp. Travis was a male chimpanzee who was also an actor. He appeared on many shows and movies, but February 16, 2009, he finally snapped. The woman on the phone was Sandra Harold, and the woman he attacked was Charla Nash, a friend of the owner. Travis tore off her nose, ears, and hands. He also blinded her in the attack of Travis the Chimp.
This just goes to show that chimps should be in sanctuaries or just in the wild in general, not be kept as pets. The fact that at any moment he could have just, if you have a pet chimpanzee, which I'm pretty sure is now illegal, at least I hope. Yeah, just don't keep these animals as pets. To anyone who has it, just know that your little chimp could snap at any moment and tear you the fuck apart. If, so yeah, let's quickly read a video about casual geographic.
One of the world's scariest animals just got a whole lot scarier. And Planet of
And also, shout out to this guy because he's the main reason I know so much about animals. Well, mostly the, bad things about animals. He's the reason I know about things such as, dolphins being an absolute nightmare. And also, of course, chimps being, the way they are. So now, Austin, if that was your name, I can't remember. But Austin, if you're seeing this, now you know the story.
the Apes is slowly becoming nonfiction, because apparently chimpanzees are out here murking gorillas. Scientists in 2021 witnessed a troop of chimpanzees basically jumping a family of gorillas. And when I say gang, we're talking about almost 30 chimps pressing a family of 5. Keep in mind a silverback can weigh up to 400 pounds and could probably bench press your car. And according to witnesses, the silverback was eating chimps left and right like they were paper mache. But eventually the chimps overwhelmed the bigger silverback and even kidnapped a baby gorilla. I'm not going to tell you exactly what they did, but that family of 5 became a party of 4. And it wasn't even the last time, because later that year, scientists watched the same group of chimpanzees do the same exact thing. Square up with a family of gorillas, kidnapped a baby, and erase its name from the gorilla's census. And it's not like we didn't know chimps were about that. They often hunt bush babies and vervet monkeys, and we've even seen them use weapons like spears to do it. But it's one thing to hunt something that weighs like 5 Skittles. Going gorillas is another tier of Black Air Force activity, which is why I'd rather be locked in a room with a jaguar than a chimp. Because at least a jaguar gonna make it quick.
Yeah, for real though. If I was in a room with a chimpanzee, I would be like, well, I'm about to suffer a whole lot before I then slowly die out. Die is the appropriate word. Yeah. Don't mess with these fuckers. They're gonna mess your face up bad.
That's exactly right. Chimpanzees have been known to hunt using spears, and the way they do it is not pretty. So what you gotta remember is these sociopaths share about 98% of their DNA with us, and they have more in common.
Yeah, gorillas to me, they just feel like sociopathic humans. They just feel like a human that's also a sociopath, but more mindless and barely intelligent. Just a mindless monster going around killing people in the most brutal way you could imagine, ripping them apart, disfiguring them, blinding them, just like Travis did to Charla. Was that her name? I don't know. I think I have dementia at a very young age. Sorry. I'm not making fun of dementia, by the way. Let's just hope this video doesn't get age restricted for that. Because I've already gotten 2 videos age restricted, but enough yapping about that. Let's continue.
With humans and just thumbs. They're part of the special class of animals that can create and use tools, and chimps are probably the best at it. They'll take twigs, stick them in mounds, and literally go fishing for termites. They'll use stones as hammers to crack open nuts, and it's actually a lot harder than it looks. They'll use leaves as sponges to drink water, sticks to steal honey from bees. Some have even been seen making and using stone flakes, which are really close to what early humans used to make back in the day. But yeah, chimps also use spears by breaking off a stick, sharpening one end with their teeth, and then shoving it into the hollow part of a tree trunk. Cause they know that's where bush babies sleep. Scientists watched them stab bush babies and force them out of their hiding spot in trees, where they proceeded to tear them apart and eat them alive. So they don't actually yeet the spear the way a lot of people probably thought, but they're definitely too smart for everyone else's good. Also, fun fact, out of all the animals I've talked about, a chimp was probably the closest to ending my entire way of life. But that's a story for another video. Alright, so here's a story of how a chimpanzee nearly ended my entire way of life. So this was in Senegal, that little country right there. I was visiting for a couple months, and me and some family decided to go to a zoo that, looking back, was way too rundown to be called an actual zoo. The only thing separating the chimps from the general public were prison bars that were wide enough to stick your hand through. And before you even think it, no, I did not stick my hand into the chimp cage. I was 7, but I wasn't stupid. Now, if you wanted to see stupid, you'd have to look at the people around us. Some of them thought it'd be funny to throw things inside the chimp enclosure. Not to like hurt it, but I guess to scare it. Either way, nobody in that zoo was winning an award. Especially when someone started tossing rocks in there. Yeah, let the stupidity marinate. I just remember watching the chimpanzee just sit there and take it. until the people ran out of rocks. It wasn't until the chimpanzee started picking the rocks up that the people realized just what they did. They just gave an animal with thumbs and no regard for anything human ammo. So yeah, as you'd expect, the chimp started fastballing the stones back at the crowd, and all we could do was run and take cover. And I vividly remember crouching behind a bench, and when I got up, a rock flew past not more than 4 inches past my right eye. I was really just bad luck away from either doing this video with a glass eye or not doing this video at all. Look, you can say size matters all you want, but 4 inches made a difference that day. This picture might look cute, but it's actually one of the most disturbing things you'll ever see. I'm about to tell you one of the most messed up stories you've never heard of. So this guy, Dr. Kellogg, had the question I'm sure all of us have had at least once. What would happen if you raised a human without teaching it a language or having it around any other humans? Like a nature versus nurture kind of thing. It's one thing to think it, it's another to be on CPS's watch list. So this guy had a human son, Donald, that he raised with a female chimpanzee he adopted named Gua. So he treated 10-month-old Donald and 7-month-old Gua the same in ways that would have had CPS, PETA, and the Geneva Convention pulling up. The experiment was weird. He would tap on both of their heads with a spoon just to hear the differences in the sound of their skulls. He would purposely make loud noises and provoke them just to see who would react first. At one point, he even spun Donald around on a high chair until he started crying. It got really dark really fast, especially when the human Donald started acting like his surrogate chimp sister, walking on all fours, being overly aggressive, and even biting people. It's a shame the Pikachu meme didn't exist back then. Donald would bark like Gua when he wanted food and refuse to walk on 2 feet even though he could. Eventually, the man who somehow graduated with a doctorate in psychology from Columbia realized that he was ruining his son. So he called the experiment off. The chimpanzee that they treated like a daughter and was part of their family, yeah, they packed her up and sent her away to be part of another experiment, where she was unalived by pneumonia a few months later. As for Donald, he grew to be an adult and eventually became a doctor, until he deleted himself at the age of 42. And to add insult to whatever seasoned hell this was supposed to be, if you go over to Dr. Kellogg's Wikipedia, he was described as a guy who had no tolerance for those who were unethical. Moral of this video, Thanos should start a GoFundMe. I'm starting to think he was onto something. Some stories just make you want to go off the grid and avoid humanity completely. And while that may not be an option for you with NordVPN, your internet can. Yeah, not my best transition. I'll be better. NordVPN creates encrypted tunnels for your... If you want to watch SpongeBob on Australia, Netflix will gladly accept you. With NordVPN, you get all the perks of living in the land down under without also having to pay taxes to kangaroos. And without having to check your snakes for toilets. You have any idea how dangerous toilets are? Then you never have to feel like you're giving up speed for security. And with NordVPN's threat protection, you can enjoy your online experience with whatever that may be. I really don't judge.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not that much to the story, except for the... Well, there is a bit more to the story, but I won't cover that today because you're definitely all here just to hear about, Charla Nash getting almost dying and also getting mistaken for a man after police found her horribly disfigured. No, I'm kidding. The police mistaked Charla when they found her. They thought she was dead, and also a man because she was so horribly disfigured. So yeah, that's it. See ya.